My name is Tish, and I'm coming to you in reference to a book that I've been reading called Wife After God. Now, this is my second video. I have a video that I did yesterday in reference to this book, so if you want to look at that one first and then come back to this one, it's totally up to you, but I wanted to put it out there that this is my second video that I'm doing. Before I get started, there was a lot of feedback from the video yesterday, and I'm really thankful for all of the encouragement and the kind words. There was, however, one person, and I can share her frustration, and she said, our relationship is just so different because I'm in an abusive relationship. And to you, I will just read to you what Jennifer wrote in her book. And it says, there are certain situations in marriage that may need assistance of professionals or authorities, such as abuse. Please do not hesitate to seek professional help. And I'll just tell you what a friend tells me, safety first. Anyway, God is just really good about giving me different people and tools to help me along the way in my walk. For example, I've become really passionate about our mentors that my husband and I have. And there's just another couple who's further down the road than what we are, but they are so amazing. We know that we can count on them and call them any time of night when we are struggling with a conflict in our marriage. And they are just great reminders that we are perfectly capable as a Christian couple to work out our differences and to solve a problem. And I am also really passionate about my confidant, and I love her so much. Whenever I'm having maybe impure thoughts, or I'm thinking about things that I know is displeasing to the Lord, I always go to her, and she always puts me back on the straight, reminding me of how worthy I am. And now I have this book, Wife After God, that Jennifer Smith wrote, and I am so passionate about it. I really, really am enjoying myself with this book, and I feel like I'm growing so much. The advice that I would give the wives who chose to get this book yesterday from looking at the video, and you made the choice that, you know what, I want to read this book too, I would encourage you to read the book with another friend. And I say that because there are times when, for me, I can be a bit of a procrastinator, and I may say, okay, well, I will do 2 questions today, but this other question might be a little bit more difficult, so I'm not going to do the third journal question because I just don't want to answer that. Or I may not even read the journal. I won't even read maybe the what am I trying to say here? The devotion at all. I might save it for another day because I can be like that sometimes. I might just, you can really do whatever you want, but if you're going to do this book, and if you're going to do it right, I would encourage you to put 100% into it. And for me, 100% is making sure that I have accountability partners when it comes to this book. So every night at 9:30, me and 2 other girlfriends get on the phone, and we just talk about maybe the challenge. We'll read the questions and we'll all answer them. And sometimes we just may sit on that one question because it depends on what someone else is going through at that time as to why that question is so deep and so important to them. So someone may say something that you're feeling the same way, but you maybe didn't know how to put it into words. And when they say it, it's just like, wow, amazing. So I would encourage you that if you're going to read this book, to do it with a girlfriend. And I'll give you a quick example from yesterday's question as to why I think you should read it with someone else. It says, in what ways are you sanctified or set apart as a wife? For me, that question was really difficult because I don't know in what ways I'm set apart or sanctified as a wife. Well, I didn't when I read the book. Now, when she wrote the devotional, she describes sanctification to a T. She couldn't have wrote it any better. It's just the way that the question was put, I didn't quite understand how to answer that question. So because I knew that I was going to have to talk about this question with my girlfriends later on that night, I just started praying to God. God, help me to answer this question. I'm not sure what it is that she's trying to get out of me, God, but I know that it's something, so please reveal it to me. And I had to dig deep down into like the dirt of me to get the answer. But it was an absolute beautiful experience for me, and it ended up being my favorite question. So again, I was reading the book Wife After God, and I encourage you as wives to read this book. Thank you for listening.